another sort of dark story, I guess, about a young player who had some injuries. Although this one, he definitely got paid. This is Todd Gurley. I mean, the story of Todd Gurley, such a crazy one. He's only 25 years old. I mean, it's amazing how young he is. He was a rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year. Although, let's be real, Jameis deserved it. But he won offensive rookie of the year. He was an MVP candidate at one point, and he got this huge contract, and now he got cut. I mean, what a wild turn of events for someone who we thought could be a Hall of Famer in the making.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think actually he's even an upgrade to Devontae Freeman now in Atlanta. But at the end of the day, it's going to be, you're still paying $6 million. The best case scenario for Atlanta, it's a 1-year deal, but you're still paying $6 million to a guy who right now you can't give a physical to because of the whole coronavirus outbreak and all that. You're offering him $6 million without actually looking at this knee that everyone's afraid of, which I'm curious exactly what's wrong with this knee. It's pretty interesting to, everyone's spooked by Todd Gurley's knee, but I haven't actually heard the definitive things of what's wrong with his leg or his knee or anything like that. It's just crazy to see how he went from one of the highest rated Pro Football Focus running backs of the year to their offensive line getting decimated and he completely fell off. And now he's looking like, he's trying to find a new team and he ended up finding it with the Falcons. But, it's completely change of history for what Gurley was.
Yeah, and you got to think about, if talking about affecting contracts, I don't think any running back is going to get paid early ever again after this disaster of one. I do think from also you said what I've heard, I think this is just speculation. This isn't confirmed. Is people talk about arthritis, but that has never been confirmed, so it's hard to really know what exactly it is with the knee injury. I thought that he at times last year looked abysmal, like not even backup level quality. There were a couple of moments though where I was like, okay, this is a solid running back. This isn't a star. This isn't Todd Gurley. He was never the Todd Gurley that he was the year before, but he had some moments. And I do think that for Atlanta, they're hoping that with a $6 million contract, they can go out and buy a solid running back with the potential to still be an MVP candidate. I don't love the move. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, I talked about the Robbie Anderson this signing in my video I made yesterday. And the reason why I like that move is because I think he has great potential, but you're paying for what you're getting regardless. So it's like you pay for a solid player, you get a solid player who has potential to be great. I think that's what they're trying to do with Gurley, but I just think that there is a lot more risk there with him than with some other guys.
Yeah, the question is does he ever get great again? And, the contract thing, I didn't like the contract as soon as it happened. You didn't have to pay him early. There was no reason to pay him early. You just run with the contract that he has and then see what happens when it's time for him to get re-signed. And it's just paying running backs is really hard nowadays. And it still seems like every day teams are trying to figure it out. Like Melvin Gordon was abysmal for some of the year last year and still got $13.5 million guaranteed. Like, who's negotiating $13.5 million to guarantee Melvin Gordon after some of the struggles he had last season after coming back from that long holdout? It's interesting to see that, it seems like some teams just still haven't figured out the running back position and what the value is of these players.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's any position like this in sports where it is valuable. You need a good running back, but also you can afford to. I mean, they're kind of easy to get. It's like if you don't have a running game, you're not going to be successful. But also, it's not that difficult to get a running back, except for some teams that just seem to really struggle with it. Atlanta has been one of those teams since Freeman has fallen off. So maybe they're just hoping that Gurley can work. They're just taking a chance. I don't love it. I do think that Gurley was at least, he had a sense of humor about it. Him tweeting out, "Damn, I got fired on my day off," I thought was funny. There was also this. So you said they can't physical him, and that's true. He did get a physical, but they had to, find a doctor in his area that they agreed upon for the physical to work. And there was a very funny moment where Oh, okay. I was gonna say, there's a very funny moment.
So,
You're good. There was a very amusing moment where if he failed a physical, then he would have gotten $10 million. They would have had to pay him an extra $10 million contract for the signing bonus, or if not for the signing bonus, but for the bonus he was going to get. So there was this weird moment where if he failed a physical, the Rams would be stuck with him, and he would have to be getting $10 million extra dollars, which was interesting. Also, the Falcons' Twitter was way too excited about this. I thought were like they tweeted out, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got him." Like he's not prime Todd Gurley. Like you didn't just get
no.
Patrick Mahomes. Like ladies and gentlemen, we got a running back who is almost universally agreed to be banged up and not worth anything anymore. Congratulations to us.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is like it's really hard to rate Todd Gurley nowadays because it's like if he comes back, like if I'm getting 75 or 80% of Todd Gurley, I still really like him in that offense and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield with Ryan and the receivers they have. He's going to make a difference in the passing game and the running game. But the question is, can you even guarantee you're getting 75% of Todd Gurley? At this point, I'm more likely to get 40% of Todd Gurley, it seems like, and that's just not a very good running back.
Yeah, I again couldn't agree more. I just maybe Atlanta is just saying we suck, and so we're just going to try some things and see what
Yeah.
works. Because to me, this move seems like a perfect Cincinnati Bengals, or I guess they have Joe Mixon. They probably don't want to take away carries, but like a Detroit Lions. Let's go out and get Todd Gurley, and then if he blows, whatever. But I do think Atlanta is trying to be good. I think Atlanta doesn't know what they are. Honestly, I don't think I know what Atlanta is. They're the kind of team that can beat anybody and can lose to anybody. Uh, but one thing, maybe this is just Todd Gurley played for Georgia. Like maybe they're just like a money making opportunity of listen, we're going to sell a lot of Falcons Gurley jerseys, way more than we would any other player we pay $6 million. Maybe this is just the move to get some money that way. I mean, maybe this is could it be possible at all that there is a bit of a business side to this move?
Oh, there's no doubt a business side. I'm living in Georgia right now, and they're
Mm-hmm.
all excited about Todd Gurley coming home. So I understand the business side of this. I kind of liked what Falcons had done before this. I didn't think they should have. Austin Hooper's a good tight end, but he was kind of overpaid. They upgraded Vic Beasley with DeForest Buckner, or yeah,
Uh,
and then
Wait, not DeForest Buckner. They got
sorry, Dante Fowler, right?
yeah,
What was
that's
it?
right.
Yeah, Dante
Mm-hmm.
Fowler, that's the one. My
There
bad.
we go.
But yeah, I
It's
mean,
okay.
so it's still an upgrade over Vic Beasley, who was atrocious on that team, and you're getting. We'll see what happens. I still think this offense is going to be really good, but the best part about all this is they're letting Freeman go, and they let Tevin Coleman go, who I thought was actually really good and would have been a really valuable running back to actually be their starter. And throughout all this, they're paying Todd Gurley $6 million a year for a year.
Yeah. And first off, never feel bad about saying someone's name wrong or saying the wrong name, because if I lost a subscriber for every time I did that, I'd be in the negatives. So that is totally something very understandable. But yeah, yeah. Again, it's just it's kind of just like it's weird because you want to call it a sad story, right? Because you want to say this guy was going to be on top of the world, fell apart. But then there is that also part of like, well, he is getting millions of dollars to play a sport. So,
Yeah, he's gonna do okay.
yeah, in terms of sad stories, this is one that you could still tell your kids. I think this is not the worst story in the world whatsoever. Yeah. Any more thoughts on Todd Gurley?
No, I think that just about covered it. We'll see what happens. I think the Atlanta offense is going to be fine. My worry with the Falcons isn't the offense; it's Dan Quinn and the rest of that team. So I think they're still going to be fine, whether Gurley is a major contributor or not.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that, quite frankly, I do really like Matt Ryan. I think he's still a very good quarterback. I think that, I mean, you put him on it, even with the poor offensive line, which, listen, they cannot seemingly pump in more resources to improve their line. But maybe they'll do that again this draft. But it so far just hasn't really worked out too well. And uh, it kind of just goes to show that their talent evaluation hasn't been perfectly sound. But maybe the offensive line, as they get older, will get better. Gurley will have something to block in front of him because the line wasn't great for the Rams last year. There were some runs where he just had no chance. And maybe if the line can block better, he could have a better appearance, with the Falcons than he did with the Rams. It's a risk, but at the end of the day, this move is not going to tank the Atlanta Falcons, and it could end up being a great move. So I guess there is that.